In this video, you'll discover how to actually achieve your goals this new year. And make sure to listen till the end because my 7th tip will almost guarantee that you achieve your most important goals. So let's dive right in. Tip number 1 to achieving your goals is to create a stop doing list. Now, I know most people that are goal setting experts tell you to clarify your vision, or they tell you to set goals. And although those are important steps in this video and steps in this process, they're not where you want to start. The first thing that you want to do is to list down all the things that you need to stop doing that are no longer adding value to your life, that are not in alignment with your goals. Why? Because most people quit on their New Year's resolutions or their goals within the first 2 to 4 weeks of the new year. So that means like very soon, all these people that were excited around December 31st and January 1st are now bored out of their mind or they're distracted. And so starting with a stop doing list allows you to create more freedom and time in your schedule to release the constraint of being too busy. I'll give you some examples of things that I've committed to stop doing this year. My number one thing is to stop countlessly and incessantly checking my email. There's no reason for me to check my email and treat it as a to-do list and check it, 10 times a day. Another thing is to stop mindlessly scrolling through social media to distract myself or give me a dopamine hit. Another thing is to stop consuming before I produce. My intention this year is, yes, I'm going to watch YouTube videos. I appreciate you watching mine, but I'm going to always produce content first before I go consume other people's content, right? I'm going to stop hitting the snooze button, right? What are those things that you would stop doing? Now, why do we start here? Because I'm going to take a page from a book of one of the most successful people on the planet, arguably the most successful investor on the planet, Warren Buffett. And he said, quote, "The difference between successful people and highly successful people is that highly successful people say no to almost everything." And when you say no to almost everything, it frees you up to say yes to the most important things in alignment with your vision, your goals, and the lifestyle and the quality of life that you want to create for you and your family. So step number 1 to making sure that you actually achieve your goals this new year is to create a stop doing list. Step number 2 is to then clarify your vision. Yes, I have you start with a stop doing list because you know right off the top of your head as you're watching this video, the things that are not adding value that you should stop doing. It's going to take you a little bit more time to reflect on your vision for your life. And your vision is answering a simple question. What do I want? What do I want in my health? What do I want in my marriage? What do I want in my parenting? What do I want in my career or in my business? What do I want in my spirituality? What do you want in these different areas of your life? And allow yourself to dream. If there was 0 limitations of time, of geography, of money, of any of those things that you can create as limiting beliefs, what if you had a complete blank canvas for your life? What would the masterpiece of your life look like? Here's a paintbrush, start painting. The second step to achieving your goals is to get clear on your vision of what you want. The third step is to actually take that vision and then write down your goals that help you actualize that vision. And again, this is something that you've heard before, but make those goals SMART goals. So I'll give you an example of these in a moment. Specific, right? Measurable, attainable, realistic or rewarding, and time-bounded, right? Instead of saying, my goal is to grow my coaching business this year, instead say my goal is to grow from 50,000 to 100,000 in the next 6 months. Okay, now that is specific, measurable, attainable, rewarding, and time-bounded. So what are those SMART goals that you're going to make in your business related to the results that your clients are going to get, the number of leads that you're generating, the number of clients that you're getting, your revenue, your profitability, your take-home pay, your personal income? What are those goals associated with that? And I don't want you to limit yourself to this area. That's an important area. That's why you're watching this video. But what about the goals for your health or your marriage or your parenting? What are those goals? And let's get them out of your head and put them down to paper. That's step number 3, is writing down your goals. Step number 4 is to chunk down your goals, let's say your 12-month goals, into 90-day benchmarks. When you're clear on here's what I intend and plan to achieve, or actually just fast forward in your timeline and just say, it's December 31st, I've already achieved these things, then fly back in your timeline and say, okay, we're 90 days from now. What do I need to have accomplished in 90 days to be on pace with that goal? When you look at a 90-day outcome, it's so much more achievable than an annual goal. It's so much, that finish line is so much closer to you than that 12-month goal. And there's something that happens in our psychology when we look in 90-day increments, because 90 days, there's a reason why we have seasons. There's a reason why there's quarters in strategic planning for corporations. It's because 90 days is long enough to keep somebody highly motivated and to create a significant transformation, and it's short enough to keep somebody focused, right? Because 90 days, it does take time to transform in some of these areas of your life. If you look at a year, you can lose interest, you can be distracted within that year. But you can do anything for 90 days when you are committed enough to doing it and you're disciplined enough. So chunk those goals down into 90-day benchmarks. I do this every single year in our Fearless Coach Academy business. We do this with our students. If you aren't a student of mine, then go through the process yourself of setting those 90-day targets. That's the fourth step to making sure you actually achieve your goals this new year. The fifth step is to then look at those 90-day outcomes in reflection to your annual goals and define your keystone habits. The secret to accomplishing your goals, and I want you to comment this in the comments, write this down in the comments. The secret to accomplishing your goals is committing to your habits. When you define and clarify what you're going to do every single day, you're going to turn around 90 days from now blown away at the unconscious transformation that you've just made. It no longer, for me, takes self-discipline or willpower to go to the gym and work out. Why? Because that's been my identity for the last 15 years. There was a time when I didn't do that. There was a time when I was working 80 hours a week in investment banking. I ate horrible food. I never worked out. I was stressed out of my mind. And I went through a transformation. I went through a shift. Now, during that transformation, it took a lot of discipline. It took sacrifice. It took willpower. But as I stacked the days upon the days, the weeks upon the weeks, the months upon the months, I turned around and I just viewed myself as a healthy individual. I knew that I was an athlete. I knew that I was fit, even when I wasn't at my health and fitness goals. So that's what I want you to define for yourself is what are those daily habits that you could do? One of my most critical habits, and I've got another video where I go into more detail of just habits, but one of my most critical ones is to wake up at 5 a.m. Doesn't mean that you have to wake up at 5 a.m. The reason why I choose to wake up at 5 a.m. is number one, naturally I'm more of a morning person than a night owl. I don't really think clearly past 9 p.m. at night. So early morning is the best for me. The second is I've got a 2-year-old toddler, right? Sometimes he does wake up at 5 a.m., but most of the time he's sleeping until about 6:30 or 7 a.m. And because of that, this allows me to have 90 minutes to 2 hours of uninterrupted time, of silence, of quiet. I don't check my email during that time. I have my phone on Do Not Disturb, and I just focus on my morning ritual around meditation and work. And I get the most important work done. That is one habit. For example, if all you did was start one good habit and stop one bad habit, your life and your business would completely transform. So that's the fifth key to accomplishing your goals this year is defining your keystone habits. Step number 6 is to track and measure your progress. I got this page from the book of Pearson's Law. What gets tracked improves. What gets tracked, measured, and reported back improves exponentially. So you could do this with a simple calendar. You could have a whiteboard in your office and you could check things off. For me, I have a spreadsheet. I have a Google spreadsheet that I use and I have all of my habits on that spreadsheet. I've got about 10 habits. Now, do I do all those habits every day? Of course not. There's days where I can do those 10 and there's days where I only get 4 or 5 done. But I track them anyway, Monday through Sunday, literally every day. Some of those including drinking enough water, meditation. Other ones are a green smoothie, waking up at 5 a.m., doing 3 50-minute focus sessions before noon, connecting with my wife and my son. These are all daily habits that I do, and I track and measure that. I actually look back each week and each month, and I say, what percentage of my habits did I accomplish? I also rate my mood for the day and my productivity. Now, this may sound overly analytical, and I get it. If that's not your style, you don't have to do that. But imagine the accountability that it builds when you do. For those of you that are watching this that are free spirits, I'd have you consider that structure like this creates more freedom in your life. Freedom is one of my highest values. The reason why I'm able to live a life of freedom is because I am highly structured, because I'm more effective with my time so I can be creative and spontaneous in many other areas of life. That's the sixth. And the seventh and final step is to align your vision and your goals with your most attractive identity. To my point earlier around health and fitness, my identity is that I am healthy, I'm fit, I am an athlete, I'm strong, I'm powerful. That's my identity. It wasn't that way when I started my health and fitness journey. So I want you to define, what is your identity? What ideal, most attractive identity could you live into starting today? Even if you feel like you're not that yet, go ahead and decide that you are that today. Let's fast forward in your timeline to December 31st and close your eyes with me for a moment and imagine you have a 6 or 7 figure coaching business. Your clients are raving fans. They're shouting your name from the rooftops. They're referring others to you. They're buying back more products and services from you because you're that powerful and effective of a coach. That's what's possible. And when you live into that identity, that's what becomes your reality. So that is the most important piece of all of this, right? Everyone's set New Year's resolutions and goals before. You've heard the importance of habits, but if you don't shift and step into your identity, none of that other stuff will matter. So those are the 7 steps to actually achieve your goals this new year. Go ahead and leave me a comment and let me know which of these was most powerful for you and what is one goal that you're committed to in your coaching business this new year. Leave me a comment right now so I can hold you accountable onto what that is. Now, before I wrap up this video, I realize that the majority of you watching this, like 75%, are not subscribed to my channel. And if that's the case and you enjoy this content, then do me a favor and subscribe to the channel right now so that you never miss a future video. And make sure to check out my next video, which is actually my free online course that's newly released. It walks you through the 7 steps to build a profitable coaching business and enroll your first paying client in the next 30 days. And the best part is it's completely free. So if you want access to this free course, click up here in the corner, watch this video right now, and I will see you in that next video.